Hey, what's up, collecting crew, and welcome to the what is this figure previews? I guess it's kind of I'm not sure how I want to treat this yet. It's kind of off. It's like a one-off. It's not how you figure. It's not figure lowdown. But this is like probably the second one I did of these figure preview things where I feel like figures of this a certain topic, right? A certain top point of discussion need its own stream, and so yeah, man, this one X-Men, as you've seen, there's just this news came out from. SooSoo, I guess the not X-Men I should call them, from SooSoo Toys that was announced this morning. What is this, February 4th? And myself and my panelists here, once we saw that news, oh man, I think we were both excited. I think we were probably one of the, if not the only ones in the chat, who were excited to see these figures announced. But yeah, my man X-Men Supreme, fellow X-Men lover here. How you doing, good sir?
Man, I am well rested and ready to go.
Yeah. Well,
it was so exciting this morning that I took a big old nap.
Yeah, it was. We were chatting, earlier this morning, right when I woke up. I'm not sure where you were at when you had saw it.
Oh, same.
Right when
I woke up and saw saw images. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, it was just like bam, like nonstop, man. It was this day alone was just crazy overall. Not just for this, but just like a bunch of stuff happening. But yeah, I know we were just chatting it up with the rest of the group here and going back and forth, and it was a fun and interesting morning for sure, man. We're both keeping an eye on those the websites to watch them like a hawk, waiting for them to go up for pre-order. And yeah, when they did, I know you and I were both on it and just got them all. But yeah, man, I was just so pumped for these announcements, so excited, and I figured this probably just, again, it's like worth having its own discussion as opposed to putting a figure lowdown, just because there's three figures for one, but there's I think some multiple points that we want to, or discussion topics that we want to touch on here that we brought up when we were chatting here. So let me go ahead and address the chat and we'll get right into it. Let's see here. We got Valkyrie Magnus in the house. Thank you for joining, good sir. I know he wanted to be with us, but he couldn't. He has to work early. I know this is tough. It's already 9 p.m. here for me on the West Coast and midnight for those on the East Coast. So for those of you already here watching us live and tuning in, first and foremost, thank you for your time and watching the stream, because I know it's already late all around. So appreciate it. Well, I guess except for if you're across on the other side of the world here, and it's probably already morning time. So good morning, good afternoon to you all watching from the other side of the world. But yeah, thanks for stopping by back to just saying what's up. S Beam in the house. Feezy's 20 or we Riot leading that campaign, leading that movement, still going. Yeah. Yeah, man, I know. We got to get that Feezy's 20 for sure. I know we got to get that in there. But I do appreciate you going on with that movement. Eddie Rodriguez in the house. What's up, Eddie? Thank you for coming through. Yeah, Valkyrie Magnus saying have a great stream. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Magnus. Hopefully you're able to catch the replay. Let's see here. We got, of course, X-Man, my man, doing double duties here, and has a moderator as well. So let's keep it civil in the comments, y'all, in the chat. We'll just keep it civil, and we should be good. Let's see here. Eddie Rodriguez adding, I finally got a Victor Creed. Yeah, are those tears of joy there? Yeah, I'm guessing they are. Yeah, hallelujah. I don't know. Let me see. Do I have that? Let's see. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, that was the sound. Yeah, we got when we saw those figures this morning. Yeah. It was very exciting. Yep. Evangelium in the house. Thank you for coming through, Evangelium. Always good to see you in the chat. Yeah, hey y'all, I got Storm. Nice. Yeah, that was another one where people were kind of like, you know what, I'm good with Storm, and I mean I don't blame them. Storm does look good, and so yeah, thank you all again for joining us here live and chiming in the chat. Much appreciated. And for those of you catching the replay, timestamps will be in the description below if you want to jump to certain figures. So we'll kind of go one by one, give our thoughts, and then we'll do some discussion topics maybe at the end, kind of backtrack to some of them. So without further ado, and of course let us know in the chat if any issues, audio, video coming through, and I'll try to get that addressed. And there are, as I've been doing, 2 streams, vertical and horizontal, for your viewing preference. So if you're on one and you prefer the other, just go back to the channel and click on the other link. I offer that up as an option for either of you, whatever your preference is, viewing mobile or desktop or whatever. And so yeah, you should have those. And then the chats, I believe, are still separate, so just something to keep in mind on that. All right, let me go ahead and get started. First up, from SooSoo Toys, not X23, we have what they named Bloodline. They named her Bloodline here. So all of these figures are 1,200 Hong Kong dollars, so HKD, which as of this stream, the conversion is about $154 USD on KG Hobby. So that's the site where I went. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I'm not shilling. You guys know me. I don't shill for any company or site or anything. That's just, I've had plenty of good experiences with them. I haven't had any negatives, and I've been shopping with them for a while. So I know there's another website other website that I had problems with, and so I don't like sharing their site because of that, just because the bad experience I had. But anyways, that's hearsay. Link in the description. Link will be in the description below to these figures. I think I forgot to put them in there now, so I apologize. I will have them there after the stream though, for you to reference. So on that website, it's 1,200 HKD, $154 USD. So all these pieces are limited to 299 pieces. So just keep that in mind. And we've seen that before recently from SooSoo, and I'll touch on that here, and I'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, so again, they're not numbered, and I have some quote unquote limited pieces from SooSoo before, and I don't recall them having an edition size on them or like a numbering. So yeah, it's who knows if that's actually the case or not. So just something to keep in mind there. But that's the 299 pieces per their Instagram posts and per KG Hobbies website there. Set to come out Q2 of this year, 2026, standing at 11 inches for the Bloodline, or 28 centimeters, 30 points of articulation. So as you can see here, let me enhance on the accessory. So she has 2 lower face plates. So just one head sculpt, but she has 2, what it says, interchangeable face plates, 12 hands, 6 clawed. Here, let me scoot this up here. So 6 clawed and 6 normal or unclawed. And they appear to be the same gestures between the two, right? It's just all they're adding is just a claws, and that's from what it looks like, based on the photos and the description there. So just something to keep in mind there. She has her pair of boots with the claw coming out from the toe here, and it looks like you can swap that out. You can remove the claw and then put that little insert there for her in her boot, and that's for both of them, because there's some photos where you can see she has both the claws coming out, like this one here, for instance, here on the left. You can kind of see the claws coming out for both pairs of boots. So she has that. And a hexagon shaped X-Men themed base. Hers is yellow and blue here that you can see. And the base is going to be the same for all of them, for all 3. Here, it's just the color scheme's different, and to match, obviously, the character. But yeah, man, this one, I'll just pause there, and I'll turn it over to X-Man. Go ahead. What were your initial thoughts when you saw this? I know she's your girl here, but what were your thoughts?
Well, it's funny because when I saw this one, this was the second one I saw, and by that time I was like, what? Because I woke up and I picked up my phone, as you do, and I saw a storm. I was like, oh great, they're finally doing a storm. And then immediately after was this. I was like, oh my god, it's Wolverine Laura. And then I went and I saw Creed. I was like, "Oh, wow, no!" It was panic and joy all at the same time. I've been wanting a figure exactly like this. I've been wanting her in her Wolverine suit. Oh, there are so many good options and versions of her Wolverine suit too, and this was a pretty good one. And man, I love that pose. There's only 2 things that I think, well, 3 things. Yeah, there are technically 3 things about the SooSoo X-Men line so far.
Okay.
Gambit and Rogue. Gambit was an excellent figure. He is a great figure. Yep. The pleather coat, we're still good. but that's a thing. Rogue, her suit was a little fragile coming out the box. You had that overlay on the green bits that, sometimes your belt would be stuck to it when you open the box, or if you don't want to bend those legs or anything too hard, and because it will grab onto itself and pull itself apart. So far, I've been careful enough and haven't had that issue, but it's been a thing that I've seen. So I do wonder about the material, like the patterning that you see on the yellow bits of her suit. I do
Yeah.
wonder if that's going to do the rogue thing, kind of. So that's something to keep an eye out for when you open up the box. Not a deal breaker for me. I just been in the leg like that where the joint gets all ruffled up. Maybe avoid that a little bit. Try to keep that as straight as you can if you're been in the legs or whatever. But not gonna stop me from getting her. Uh, the hair situation is an interesting discussion, I think, because with the so stuff, it was cool with Gambit because you got like two different hair options because of the way he's made. It's easy to just get like hair hanging down or swap out for like the motion hair, which is really cool. With Rogue, you got windswept hair, and that's all you got. So that's what you're stuck with. Hope you like posing like that. Which is going the opposite direction from how Laura's hair is right here. So, you can't really have them together and say the wind's blowing because that's some crazy ass wind. Which it gets like that sometimes. I'm in Oklahoma, so wind does some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But even without that, it's still a great looking figure. I would like a different hair option. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And sizing is what it is. They tend to kind of stay in the same realm for their female figures. Laura and Storm are both 28 inches, was it? The same height. Which, Laura should be a little bit shorter. Storm should be a little bit taller. I think Rogue is the same height as well.
Yeah,
And she should be in between the both of them. So, there's that to consider. Sabretooth looks to be a pretty good size, though. So, they're doing something. But all of that, regardless, this is a great looking figure. I'm very happy for it. I'm glad they got two different face sculpts. That's really good because you need that with a Wolverine type character. She looks fantastic. I'm very happy for her. I'm tempted to get the second one because I'm thinking about maybe, setting it up so I can put the Daphne Keene sculpt on her, maybe. Because I would love to see her in the suit too.
Yeah, that was a cool idea that you brought up there when you mentioned that channel. Like, oh yeah, that hadn't even occurred to me yet. And so you brought it up. I'm like, oh damn, you're onto something. So yeah, that might be cool. Hopefully it won't look misproportioned, but either way, you still have that option is possibly there depending on how that looks. So
I'm tempted to send her off to get the Wolverine battle damage treatment from Deadpool and Wolverine with the Hugh Jackman people been getting done customized. I don't know, man. I think it might be cool to have her suit all messed up and like she just was getting into it.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty cool.
Send it off to who? Who would you send it to?
Why can I never think of his actual name? The dude Riley Lowe, the guy who did
gotcha.
the Wolverine bones before we saw them with the battle damage Deadpool, and he did the machine gun for Spider-Man.
Yeah, you got
and Stitch.
Those Wolverine the Wolverine skeleton, right? Didn't you from him?
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
yeah, it's really really good. He did a good job with that.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah, I really like this yelling lower faceplate because I know you and I have said I forgot which Wolverine it was, but he should have had this is something that Wolverine should have came with. I think it was one of the Wolverines from Hot Toys or something, or maybe it was.
Oh yeah. The friggin' we're talking about how the Hugh Jackman sculpt, the unmasked Wolverine sculpt, was just the one expression.
Oh,
and now it would have been cool if they had given him two. Yeah. I feel like that is probably asking a lot because they do have the whole mask one with all the different face plates, but still, you gotta have him, like
yelling,
yeah, because he's got two expressions. He's either just grumpy or he's yelling, and that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep, I hear you. Yeah, there's some good points though on the suit. Yeah, it didn't say in the description what the suit's made of, so it might be something similar to what they use on Rogue for the SooSoo's previous figure there. So interesting on there. But yeah, I also was thinking the same thing on the female and the height regarding the height. I know we'll touch on that here again later, but yeah, her and Storm are the same height, 11 inches, 28 centimeters, and so it seems like most of their. I forget if Rogue's the same way. Do you remember if she's the same height?
I haven't measured her, and it's been a while since I've seen her stats. I would imagine so, just because female figures in general across the board tend to be, a little shorter than maybe they ought to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's no real nuance between the heights there, which is, it's what it is. Like, it's going to be interesting trying to pose whatever Wolverine you have to fit in with them, because the Wolverines are all overscaled as far as the comic stuff goes. Right. So he might look good compared to Lara here, but if you're wanting to get a little bit of Wolverine and Storm action, well, Storm's going to be embarrassingly short compared to your Wolverine. So,
yeah, probably like about an inch or so. Real quick, I realized I just forgot to mention that she does also come with 2 sets of claw flags here, and I think they're for one set for each set of claws on like her left and right hand. Looks like, because they look pretty similar. I don't. Just looking at this, I don't really see a difference. So I think it's just if you want to have her do both, like the slicing action with both sets of claws on both hands. I think so. That's they included those, which is cool. She's out of all 3, she has the most accessories, I noticed, which is kind of interesting. I don't know what the idea was on that, or what the reasoning was on that. So like, or why they shortchanged the other figures. But yeah, we'll touch on that here in a minute. But let me address chat before we go on. S-Beam, yes, like I hope these are still around when I have figured one. Yeah, man, I hope so too. Knock on wood. Hopefully they're still there for you, because I know these kind of just came out short notice. One thing I was going to touch on too, for those of you that aren't familiar, like I mentioned, they're limited to 299, and SooSoo had done that previously with that other Prince figure in the blue suit from, I guess, the Super Bowl appearance. I think the latest one, that one was limited to, I think that was also 300 or 299 pieces, and then that SooSoo patch or Casino Agent, that was also limited, and those were announced short notice, limited, and then they were actually released not too long after, like shortly after their announcement. And so I think so far these seem to be similar. So I think these may follow suit, and they may be released soon after, because again, it said Q2 of this year of 2026. So I could be wrong. Maybe they might do something different, but it seems like with their pieces that are really limited and short notice, they tend to be ready to go not too long after. So just keep that in mind also. But yeah, I hope SVM they're still around for you when you're able to grab these. Red Priest in the house, thank you for coming through. Red Priest says thank you for coming on late. I get out of work at 11:30, so this time is great for me. Oh, okay, awesome. That's great feedback. I don't know. I know sometimes when I do streams in the evening, it kind of carries over to this time. But thank you for letting me know that this time works for you as well. So it's good to hear that feedback here. And I know I'm all over the place with my streams too. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Let's see here. Ed Rodriguez saying she looks fire, but not a necessity. Yeah, no, and I totally get that, man. We've said multiple times how, we were talking about this in our chat, X-Men and I, it's just like, man, space is already a factor for sure. We're already out of space pretty much. And so we got to be really selective. But I think him and I are in agreement. Like, these were must-haves. We were both on the same page with that.
Oh, yeah. So I'm already shuffling things around with my pre-order list to fit these in, because there are some things that I have that are really good, but they ain't worth, not having this figure.
Yep, I hear you, man. I'm with you. We got Big Rib in the house. What's up, Big Rib? Thank you for coming through. Hope you're doing well. Evangeline saying SooSoo Gambit and Rogue are great. Yeah, the Gambit is, fortunately, I know some people had some issues with the hands and breaking because the pegs are really small, and trying to pull off the hands, and then like that little joint breaks. So just be really careful. Just heat it up. If you want to remove those, for those of you that aren't aware, make sure you heat up the hands. Rogue, I know some people had some issues with one of the head sculpts, and yeah, I agree. One of them could have been better. One of the other ones are pretty decent. So in general though, I'm still happy I got a live, kind of a realistic looking comic based Rogue in my collection. So yeah, glad to have her. Eddie Rodriguez saying I don't want female versions of male characters. So are you meaning like, because X-23 was a character in the comic already, are you saying from the beginning you didn't like her character, or are you talking about just like the figure on that? Big Ribs asking here, fellas, do you think this X23 will go good with Hono Wolverine since it's more like a comic? I still want a live action X23 with this suit to go with my Hugh Wolverine. I think it would. I don't know. What do you think, X?
I don't know. I am very particular about my X-Men.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
really like how the Hono Wolverine, if we're talking just a Tiger Stripe suit,
Yeah.
I don't really like how he looks with
Oh,
Gambit and Rogue, because
the
their
Trump suit?
suits, like his suit is a little more, it looks a little more flashy and cartoony, where theirs look a little bit more, reeled up, as it were. Like I don't think that they look together that well for me. I do like how the Sideshow Wolverine looks with them. I think his
okay.
suit matches their suit aesthetic better. I don't
see.
know how this one's going to fit in with all of that. I'm sure it's going to work well with the other two that SooSoo put out. I don't know how she'll look with Wolverine. I'm going to try it out, though, because I want to see it. And I do
Yeah.
think that
No,
the
I
Hono
can-
Wolverine is the better Wolverine.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying with that. Like, as far as comparing the Hono Wolverine to the SooSoo, not Gambit and Rogue, but I do think this X23 here, this Bloodline, will pair well with. I personally think with Wolverine. But I know you're kind of a little more particular with like the suits and scales and things like that than I am.
Yeah,
But,
I'm very, very picky about it. So I'm sure whoever's got whatever, I think they're gonna like it.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question there, Big Rib on that. So I say I think it'll look good next to Hono Wolverine, personally. But again, that's just based on what I'm seeing here. I don't know. Maybe when I get it in hand and I actually put them side by side, that might be a different story. Let's see here. Yep. Yeah, 40 Big Rib saying, yeah, that's the other place I was referring to. $48 NRD at TNS. So I would just say proceed with your own caution with TNS. It's just just leave it at that. That's the place I had a bad experience with. But all right, going on to the next figure here released. Oh man, yeah, this one too. I think this was the first one that we both saw here. Yeah, I think this was the one that we woke up to. The best part of waking up. And this is the SooSoo Weather Manipulator, aka Not Storm. Again, same price, $154 USD or 1200 HKD. Again, limited to 299 pieces, standing same height, 11 inches, 28 centimeters, set to come out at the same time, Q2 of this year. 30 points of articulation as well. So both her and X23 will have the articulation there. It's just whether or not their suits will allow them to articulate that well. One head sculpt though with this one. So this is again going back to what I was saying earlier, where difference in accessories here, kind of more minimal here. Whereas again, Bloodline, aka not X23, had one head sculpt but two lower faceplates. Here, Storm just has the one head sculpt. She has 6 hands, right? So half the amount of X23, and then some of those hands though include attached to weather effects. So you have these lightning here on this pair, and then these little like tornadoes, which is actually kind of a cool effect. So we'll see in execution how well they actually come out, but they seem pretty cool here on the photos here. So kind of drawing on those. I don't think I've seen one. In Marvel Legends for sure I've seen kind of a variation of the lightning effects, but not the tornado, the little mini tornado effects. So that's kind of cool to see. That seems something unique and interesting there. And then same hexagon shaped X-Men theme base, but it's just in her color scheme, white with the red and black X logo there. But yeah, my take was I know we had this conversation, X-Men, again, like in the chat, SooSoo seems to be doing their own interpretation of X-Men, and they're not really going off of any particular actor or likeness, or actress, I should say, or likeness of anybody. So it's kind of interesting I'm curious to see or hear what they're going off of. I don't know if it's just someone thinking like, okay, if this were Storm and she was born or raised or wherever, like in this era or this point of the world, maybe this is how we think she'll look. I don't know. I'm curious to see how that kind of developed. So all that to say, I'm not sure what they developed a likeness on here, similar to Rogue, the SooSoo Rogue. But I like it. Like, I don't hate it here. I mean, this is like I can see this also kind of being a Storm for me personally. What do you think on the head sculpt here?
I think it looks pretty good. I think it's a good sculpt. I would prefer a color inversion, because generally speaking, when you see this suit, it's more silver and her hair is more white. So,
Mm.
she kind of looking like old lady
Oh, okay.
Storm here a little bit, which isn't terrible. I mean, Rogue's hair, the white bit is more grayed out. So aesthetically, it fits. Um, I, what I do really love about this though is I like how her hair is just going all crazy.
Yeah.
And my plan is to make the hair, swept look work for everybody posed together. I plan on having her dead center in that display. And Laura can be on her left with her hair going this way, and Rogue can be on her right with her hair going that way, and Gambit going
Oh
that
yeah.
way, and then everybody's hair looks like it makes sense because Storm's
Yeah.
just blowing it all out. But
Damn, dude, you're coming in with the opposing ideas, man. I didn't even think about that. That's a
yeah,
good.
you
That's a
got
good
to,
point.
man. I gotta make it make sense. But she
Yeah.
looks so good though, dude. They did a really good job with the aesthetic of this figure. The suit looks great. That's one thing that I love about SooSoo and their X-Men line is they take the suits that we know and love and they jazz them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they make them look good in figure form. Like this isn't just a plain old, bodysuit. Like they got the puffy arms, they got the shoulder
Yeah.
pads, but they gave her a little something visually, to look at and be interesting in the midsection there, and that's really
Yep.
cool. I like how they did this.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. Yeah. Same like we mentioned with X23, right? Like they had texture in the yellow parts, and it's just kind of different textures, and not just one suit. Yeah. I know. I agree. I like that too. And I kind of noticed that too. I was like, does she have puffy sleeves? And yeah, sure
Yep,
enough. But again, I don't
you
hate
better have
it.
the
I
puppy
don't know.
sleeves.
Yeah, I don't necessarily. I mean, it does. Yeah, it does add some sort of like character to the uniform, in addition to like her as a character herself. Yeah, no, I really like this. Um, who is it? Evangeline here's saying, I wish the storm had better lightning effects. Yeah, that would be cool. I would think I would like to see maybe, I don't know, maybe something kind of going around her arm, or maybe like a base with like lightning come out of it. That would be cool, but I know that would be a lot. I'm sure the price would go up on that, but I think as it is, I think you can make these work kind of like, just something small kind of generating in her hands. I know there's this one photo here, like, or even like this here, like they make it work, right? Granted, they added some photoshopping lightning effects in the background. And there was this other one, like she was about to do like she was forming. Oh, this is the one with the tornadoes. That's kind of cool here, with the Photoshop trickery. You got the rocks, looks like flowing in the background here. Where is it at here? Where she's about to form like either like Kamehameha or like a
Yeah, that's pretty
Hadouken
cool.
fireball here. Yeah, that's cool. I like how they use that there.
Yo, I'm gonna do some cool stuff with those hands, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward in general to see what people come up with on their photos. SB, yeah. The best part of waking up is a Roro in your cart. Yep. Yes, that it is. SB also saying it would be cool to take the let's see. Oh, Deadpool, Wolverine, Johnny feet flame effect and repaint it so it looks like they win. Oh yeah, there you go. That would be a good idea. Yeah, buy that extra from someone like or someplace like Monkey Depot or something. Or was that other place, Toy Anxiety? Or just someone off of
Yeah,
eBay and mod at, or or maybe get someone to 3D print something. Ooh, there we go.
clear
Now we're
clear
cooking.
resin. Yeah,
Yeah, yep. Oh man, yeah. No, but I agree. This is a great looking figure. I agree with the hair, man. That made the hair look awesome. Let me see if I can find a shot where we can zoom in on like to see if there's weathering or coloring on here. I don't think there's anything too close up. But yeah, no, I like the dynamic look, like you pointed out with because that's usually how she is, right? When she goes up to the sky and she starts calling on the elements
oh
of
yeah.
the world, and just like the wind is just, her hair is just flowing. Oh man, yeah, it's just so
It
sick.
looks
Just
really
looks-
good the way they've done that too.
yeah, it does. Yeah, and again, hopefully the final comes out looking like this as well. But I think this looks great, man. I'm oh, and I didn't even touch on the earrings here. Let me see how. Oh, here we go. So hopefully there's no issue with the earrings. So I'm not sure how they'll attach those, but
Oh yeah.
they don't break off or anything like that. So yeah, the gold looks pretty good here. And whereas opposed, yeah, it's kind of like, looks like it's a different gold here around the neck collar versus her belt. This is kind of more of like a plasticky, and this actually looks like this looks like metallic gold. So yeah, interesting.
Definitely want to watch how you're tilting the head with those earrings.
Yeah, good point.
They are big.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, really cool, man. Really cool. And then, last but not least, to end the three here that we got today of these announcements, this trio of announcements, we have the Creed, aka not Sabretooth. Again, same price as the other two, 154 USD, 1200 HKD. Still limited, same amount, 299 pieces. This he's standing though, like X-Man Supreme pointed out earlier, at 32 centimeters, so 12, just over 12 and a half inches, I believe it was. So just like about like 12.6, 12.5 inches there. Set to come out at the same time, Q2 2026. Also 30 points of articulation. So this guy comes with two head sculpts. So unlike Storm, he comes actually with two different head sculpts. So a yelling that you see here, and then an angry kind of snarling sculpt. Both look badass here. I just noticed too, the hair is kind of flowing different on each one as well. It's not just the swap out of the facial expression. So the hair looks different also, which is kind of nice added touch there. 6 hands for him as well, and then another hexagon shaped base, and his colors is yellow, and mostly yellow, but then the X logo in the middle, and the center is brown to match his aesthetic here. Yeah, this one it still looks good. I was kind of thinking more about like the fur around it. I was like, I wonder what they're going to use for that, or what that material is going to be. But yeah, I don't know. I think he seems like another one where he might be kind of tricky to pull off, keeping it comic focused, but bring it to live action and trying to find like a good medium between the two. I don't know. Do you think they nailed it, or what are your thoughts on the head sculpt here?
I think the head sculpts look good. I think it's good that they did. It looks like they did two separate ones, because it's like, there's no way you could engineer faceplates for this the way that the whatever the hell you call that head wrap is that everybody likes to have back in the 90s X-Men. Like, Jean's got it, Cyclops has it, sort of. Friggin' Gambit has it. What are you? What is it even doing for you? But my head's cold, but my hair is good, so I want to, But it's the worst balaclava ever. But I think it looks pretty good. It's good they went with the two skulls, because you got to have, Rage Face Sabretooth, and then you got to have him just, he's like Wolverine. He does 2 modes. Well, he does 3 modes. You don't have him smiling all, evil like, but that's okay. Yeah. I think this suit might go particularly well with the Hono brown suit Wolverine, because the texture on the brown bits here look very similar to what they did on that figure. So I think these two might work really well together. So I'm excited to see that. The fur is a little weird, but what are you gonna do? It's 6 scale fur. How else are you gonna do that? So I think that's fine. But yeah, as long as it's not plastic, it's. But I think he looks fantastic. I think he looks really good. He does look skinny. He does look a little skinny.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of what S-Beam kind of touched on here. To upper body could be bulkier. Yeah, I agree. I think he could be a little bulkier, especially with, again, my mind's eye of Sabretooth is, my reference is the animated series, right? The 90s animated series where he was, because he had a bigger body. That's translating, comic / cartoon to live action. So, I think it would have been nice to have him bulkier, but I kind of feel like they're going again for a little more realistic interpretation. And then this is something that we kind of discussed also in the chat earlier today. It's just like to me, it seems like SooSoo with all their X-Men figures, they're trying to strike a balance between realistic and inspired by comics. And we were talking, you brought up, Wolverine's height, and I know we both know that he's supposed to be in the comics. He's definitely shorter, but in translating that to live action, we all seen what he could look like, right? In Deadpool Wolverine, the Short King, and it did. I'm not gonna lie, as cool as it was to see that, it did look kind of funny. So
the guy was a lot shorter than 5'3" too, so there's that to consider as well.
Oh, was he? Was he?
The guy was like 4'11" or something like that.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
He was considerably shorter than Wolverine should be. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I thought that was actually based on his comic height. Oh,
Well, it
interesting.
kind
Okay.
of was, but
Yeah.
he was still very little. And then they went and used the camera angles to make him look even smaller. They played it for a
Right.
joke. I appreciate it, but it didn't take away from the overall goodness of the movie. I just, they could
Gotcha.
have done a
Okay.
couple of things better. I think we all got skeletons in our closet.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, that was just my take. Is like I think they're trying to go. Is trying to go for kind of like I don't want to say grounded because it's the X-Men. We're talking about mutants here, but a little more realistic, kind of I guess Nolan versified version of the X-Men as opposed to kind of truly sticking with their comic counterparts. Kind of similar to how Mondo is treating the Ninja Turtles. Like it's like their own interpretation of what the Ninja Turtles would be if they carried on the movie. So I mean, I don't know. Anything you want? Any thoughts on that? Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, and it's kind of like even throughout the comics, you always get a different look for a character based on who's drawing it
Yeah,
and
that's true.
who's
Yep.
inking and coloring it. So
Yep.
there is no real consistent body shape for everybody. There's no real consistent, even heights can be manipulated in the art form. So yeah,
That's true.
okay, that's fine. I just want a properly short Wolverine. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, if it's done right, I wouldn't mind. But I think you and I both agreed we'll take Wolverine regardless. To get rid of
Yeah,
anything.
I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, that we can get. We just, this set of figures, right? It kind of is an example of people who are just, when you have figures that you really are drawn to, like that speak to you, or you're willing to just buy, almost no matter what. I don't want to say no matter what because there may be some things that were like, I still wouldn't buy that figure, but I think it seems like you and I were going to be like, we want these figures. I'm like, yeah, there's stuff that they could do better, but no one else is doing figures like these, the live action or realistic looking X-Men line. I mean, of course, there's Mondo with the animated stuff, but like figures like this, and I know there are others out there feel the same way. Like we were all in, we were all on board. Like, okay, you know what? I'm sold. Dopo. We all added to cart and bought it like instantly. It went up. And, but yeah, man, it's just awesome to see SooSoo carry this on. And also, it's kind of weird because these weren't teased by SooSoo. If you remember, they came out with that photo of the silhouettes of different
I was
figures. I
just
think they
thinking
had
about that.
right. They had like Sentry on there still to do, and wasn't Cable on there?
It looked like it might have been maybe Cable. I don't remember exactly. It
Yeah,
was
I forget.
Present
I
Toys
should.
that did the little images, right? The little like clip art thumbnail images of
Oh,
the
wait,
characters
was it?
too.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe I am confusing, or did they both do
Oh
that?
no, no, they both
Maybe.
did because
Oh, did they?
so
Okay,
so
gotcha.
so I remember they had what looked like a Wolverine, and they had a few others that came out with. Remember when they did that Spider-Man with the long red coat?
Oh yeah, the Night Out Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was in.
Yeah,
I believe that was
that's right.
in that frame with
In that
those
photo.
silhouettes.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And I remember seeing what looked like a Wolverine in there. I mean, it's unmistakable, with his whole outfit. But they never came through on that Wolverine. And Present Toys also never did, you know, they just kind of stopped with theirs. So it's nice to see somebody doing something with X-Men.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and this is kind of one of those things, right, where I've touched on before. It's a gamble, right? We don't know. All we have to go off of is what SooSoo has released recently. But even still, these could be a gamble as far as quality. I know you brought up earlier, like the suit material, and how like the final is going to come out because they're unlicensed figures, right? And that is definitely always a gamble. But I personally was like, you know what, I'm willing to take that risk for these figures because, like you just said,
Hmm.
no one else is coming out with these. Yeah, they could end up being somewhat shitty, or some parts of it could be shitty. But on the other hand, they could be great. They could be awesome in hand. And so, for me, I'm always more of the lines like, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk and pre-order it because if they do end up becoming better than we see or as good from what we see and in hand, I don't want to have to go back and chase and try to hunt them down afterwards to
Yeah.
get these figures, right? So I knew I was already in on when I saw these. So I was like, okay, yep, I'm getting these.
that's a good thing too about stuff like this is I feel like when So does a figure, it's kind of low risk usually because they're always either really good looking
Mhm.
or and they're going to cost you more later on. So if
Yeah.
you're like, I want this figure, but I don't know, just get it. It's cheap enough. If you don't like it, someone else is going to want it and you'll get your money back. So at least that's the way that it's been going. Who knows what's going to happen when these things come out? Who
Right.
knows what the market's going to look like in the next 2 months? But so far, the trend has been that, if you've got a So figure from the X-Men line, especially, you know, you don't want to spend the money on it in the aftermarket. Maybe if you're on the BSTs, they're a little bit more reasonable with the prices there. But if you're going on places like eBay or something, forget about it. So,
About it. Yeah. It's definitely a gamble. It's definitely a gamble. So something to keep in mind for those of you that are on the fence for this. Let's see, we got. I'm not sure if I shouted you out, but we got Blue Tattoo in the house. What's up, Blue? Thank you for coming through, my guy. Hopefully you're having a good evening. I'm guessing. I think you're at work right now, but hopefully, hopefully you're not. You're staying warm out, man. Hopefully it's not too cold out there where you're at still.
oh,
See, we got Fig Poser in the house. What up, though? What up, Big Poser? Thank you for coming through. Another fellow X-Man fan here, as you can tell with his avatar with Nightcrawler. Speaking of, I did see the Mezco 112 Nightcrawler was also went up for pre-order. I think I'm going to be touching on that on the next episode of Figure Lowdown, so keep it locked on my channel for that. The next episode of a Figure Lowdown on that one. I want to talk about that one. That one looks pretty good too. I haven't had a chance to actually look at all closely yet, but I do want to cover that one. Fig Poser saying this is what Hono should have done. Yeah, this is kind of along the lines to what we thought they would be doing when they first came out with that. But Hono, I know I kind of what X-Men touched on earlier. Hono seems to be a little more leaning. The aesthetic seems to be leaning more towards comic, where these are more realistic in that sense. And so we were talking about comparing them, and I guess it depends on the figure too, which one you want to put side by side. But yeah, either way, I see what you're saying. I would have loved to see more X-Men figures from Hono. I think I got the only two that they came out with, right? Magneto and both Wolverines. No, they came out with three. I only got the two.
three Wolverines. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get the unmasked one. Did you get that one, X-Men? The unmasked?
Oh, I got all three of the Wolverines.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I'm not fucking around with Wolverine.
Yeah, silly me. What am I doing? Who am I asking? S-Bean, yep, Nolan eyes. You like that? Yeah, I didn't know another better word to describe that. Let's see here. Damn it, late as usual. We got Trimble Dust in the house. What's up, Trimble? Thank you for coming through, good sir. Another fellow X-Men fan. He knows what's up. Did you get these, Trimble? Were you? I don't know if you. I know you were really, really selective about what you're getting from now on, but I don't know if you pulled the triggers on these either. Let's see. Wine Mom is pretty cheap. Yeah, says Blue Tattoo. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if that's just because a lot of people didn't didn't like the head sculpts on that one. And I don't
I'm
know.
looking at her. I'm seeing 300s, 200s, high 200s.
Oh yeah,
mid 200s.
That expensive when she first came out, and she wasn't limited, right? I don't think she was limited either.
I don't know. I don't think so. But it's been a while, so who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could be. Remind me, Blue, if that was the case. I can't remember if she was limited or not. I don't think she was, but Trump does saying my 2 cents. Yes, so not perfect. Creed looks like a cosplayer as in a onesie. Yeah, I've heard that before. People saying he looks like he has pajamas on. Bloodline, I'm a dopo, Weather Manipulator. Love the sculpt. Confused on decision regarding the sleeves. Why so baggy? Yeah, yeah. We just touched on that earlier. Yeah,
she got the pirate sleeves, man.
The pirate shirt, like in Seinfeld. Yeah, yeah. It was
gonna be great for posing.
Yeah, oh for sure, no restrictions at all. Yep. Yeah, I was kind of. I noticed that too, her puffy sleeves, but and I got past. It kind of seems to go. It's okay with the rest of the suit. It just kind of adds, like I said, some flair to her suit. But I hear you, Trimble Dust. Big Rib here saying, yeah, that's why I'm on the fence with all these figures. I don't have any of the SooSoo X-Men. I don't want to go back and buy Rogue and Gambit. Isn't there a Cyclops too? No, Cyclops was done by Present Toys. That came out recently, and they also did a Magneto. I think that was a Mutant M for Magneto and Mutant C for Cyclops.
Something like
is
that, yeah.
what they called them, yeah. And
I thought they looked kind of weird.
yeah, I agree. I think they were also going for their own interpretation, but they made them look older, especially with Cyclops, and I didn't like how that came out, so I skipped on those. I was close to pre-ordering or purchasing them, but yeah, they just looked too weird for me, and I just ended up passing on them. So that was
Man.
Mutant Man. Yeah, it kind of goes back to what I was touching on earlier. Is like there's we're this close to being we're all in on these for the most part, but that one, yeah, the head sculpt on that was just enough to where like I'm good on that one. So I did pass on that Cyclops and that Magneto, and plus I have the Horno Magneto. Yep.
But Cyclops suit though, the Mutant Man, I fucking love that. I think the suit looks like it might work pretty well with the SooSoo line. The way that they've textured it, the way that they've kind of, the way that the colors are, I think it might, the weathering on the yellow bits, I think it might work pretty well. So if you want a Cyclops for this line, I think you could do worse. His face is a little weird, but so was Rogue's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
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 Gambit is just a perfect little boy. He's just so good.
No. Yeah, SooSoo set the bar with Gambit. Yeah, that figure, other than like again like the small ball joint issues with the wrist, just that people had issues with that breaking.
Yeah, I've never changed the hands on that figure.
No, yeah.
I got him out of the box. I said, "Hey, these will work,"
and I left
and kept them that way. Yeah,
I heard all the stories, man, and I was like, I don't want to mess with that. I'm just gonna leave it like it is, and I think that's fine. Maybe one day I'll get brave.
Yeah, no, same. I heard the stories, and I have I always have my wife's old blow dryer ready. It's like plugged in.
I need to
go
get
in case
one
I
of
need
those.
Or a heat gun, either or. It's something to apply heat. I know boiling hot water works too. Anything just to heat up the plastic, right, to soften it up, to loosen it. And so I always have that handy and ready. So for that reason, I was like, oh man. So knock on wood, so far my Gambit's been good. But yeah, man, great figure for that SooSoo Gambit. Or Cajun Card Dealer. I know last I looked, he was a hefty price, kind of to what Big Rib was touching on earlier about buying backwards. So hopefully you're able to secure him if you do want to go back and get that figure, Big Rib. Hopefully you're able to get it at a decent price there.
Somebody's asking $849 for him and Anna Marie right now on eBay as a pair.
For the two?
Yeah, but I keep seeing Gambit show up in my emails. You make a list one time and you get it, and then years later you're still getting it. I'm like, I don't even know how to take this off.
From eBay? A list from
I always get notifications in my email for Cajun Card Dealer.
Oh, I see. Probably because you saved the search or something.
Yeah, but he's always popping up. 450, friggin' 500, 512, 425. Yeah, they ain't playing around with Gambit.
Trimble does here say, I'm thinking since these are limited, they may drop sooner than later. Wasn't patched. Yeah, that's exactly what I was touching on. And so patch, SooSoo the Casino Agent, and that Prince, the second version of Prince they came out with, same thing. Limited, short notice announcement, and then not soon after they were released for those two. So yeah, I think these may be the same. Blue Tattoo saying maybe Present Toys will make her. Are you talking about Rogue or not Rogue? Is that what you're?
Would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, Tremble does here. Gambit will be buried with me, and I will have him in the afterlife. Not sure what happened. Gambit is fired, then drunk in the afternoon. Rogue was released. What happened? Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe there was a collaboration or something. Like there was a group, and they went a different. Someone had some other input with Rogue. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying earlier, I'm curious to just be a fly on the wall in the room about how they come up with the ideas or the concepts for these figures and where they get the designs from, or the ideas they go through about which aesthetic approaches they go with. Okay, Blue's confirming. Yeah, Rogue. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's all. Yeah, all we had with Color 3. Like I said, man, I was looking forward. I was just so excited. I wanted to do this stream, and I felt like there was enough here content to cover this. Yeah, like I said, X-Men and we got all three at once, and I'm looking forward to getting these. I think overall, I'm still going to be happy with him. I know, like we mentioned, there's some things they could do better, but I think for the most part, I think this will be. I'll be happy to have these in the collection. Going back to the Sabretooth head sculpt, one thing I was going to say. Look at the details here in the sculpts and the wrinkles, and just like around his eyebrow and his cheeks here. That looks awesome, man. That looks really good. And
He's
like,
properly uglied up. I like it.
Yeah, he is. I can always every time I see him, I always just hear his voice from the '90s animated series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like all I hear. Yeah, it's just he had that kind of high pitched sounding raspy voice, which it's weird. I thought it went well with like.
Oh yeah,
his
it
character.
works.
Yeah,
That's how I hear it. Every time I read a comic with Sabretooth, I hear that voice.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the teeth here, the way they sculpted the teeth here and they painted. I think this looks good. Yeah, his fangs and again the wrinkles, man. Yeah, looking forward to it, man. So excited. I'm just pumped. Came out of nowhere, made my day. I know I was happy. And yeah, touching on like what you had mentioned earlier in the chat too, and what I touched on the beginning of the stream that we've discussed before. It's like, we have pre-orders, right, from Hot Toys or from whoever, right? They have announcements that they made last year. We go off of those and we try to make our budgets or budget accordingly based on these figures. But we're also not accounting for figures like this that can come out of nowhere and just mess up, throw a whole wrench in our budget, our financial plans. And it's just like, how you can't really account for those, right? Because they're unexpected. You have no idea. And so, like you mentioned, right, you're having to go back and prioritize. Like, how are you approaching that?
Oh, I immediately broke out my spreadsheet once I ordered these, and I started redlining stuff. I have a few pieces that I was on the fence about, that I'm definitely not getting now. Like I was getting the Stitch figure, the big one. Now I'm not getting that anymore. X-Men are more important than Stitch. Stitch is great and fun. I really would like to have him, but I would rather have Laura and Aurora and Victor and all of them guys. But there's other stuff, like there's Star Wars stuff that's getting the boot, because Star Wars is still the bottom of the line in the big three for me. So cuts are being made.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know we had a discussion too where I'm like always same. I'm trying to see about cutting back where I can. I always look at my pre-order list. I'm like, okay, do I really need this? Do I really need this? Like, nope, still want it. So, but I've cutting it down a lot. There's some that I thought twice about. And I mentioned this before. It's like, I rarely try to cancel little as if possible at all, and that kind of helps me then think about if I really want a figure. But then sometimes there are figures that just come up like, damn it, you know what? I for sure want that. And I'm paying for it, and these are good examples of that.
Yeah,
so,
I'd rather cancel than sell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah. I think
I'm
on the
so
same
overselling
way.
Stuff.
Yeah, that is a hassle, man. That is a hassle. But yeah, I try to be good about only pre-ordering things that I really want, to avoid all that in general. So, but it's tough, man. It is tough. So yeah, so. I like what I'm seeing so far. Personally, I'm looking forward to getting these. Please, either way, regardless, keep bringing out more X-Men figures or X-Men related figures. I would like to add more to my collection, because we don't. I think they know they're the only ones. They're the only ones doing these figures like this currently, right? And then we have like sideshow versions previously, and again, Mondo's touching the animated stuff. But a lot of people don't like the joints. The visible joints on that one. So yeah, they have this market here cornered for now. So we'll see if we get other competitors out there. But yeah, they still look good. They still look good regardless.
Need a Psylocke.
Yes. Yeah. A good Psylocke, right?
A good Psylocke. Yeah, you don't want a half-ass Psylocke. You want a whole-ass Psylocke.
Yep. And I hope they take a crack at doing Cyclops, because I think they can do a good Cyclops.
Yeah.
Who else are we missing? I know Iceman. I know I've said this before. I wanted an Iceman figure. That was one of my fantasy figures on Geo's Figure Talk stream, but I know he might be tricky to do. But it would be cool to see if done right. An Iceman, an Angel would be awesome, but the big ass wingspan. I don't know how they would do that.
Dude, if
An
Hono
Archangel.
weren't dead already, they could. Hono could. They had that path before them. They could
Yeah,
easily, like
okay.
Triple just saying, they could easily make a good Colossus. After that
Oh
Iron
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
it looks like they
Oh
could
yeah, that's
handle
true. Yeah,
Colossus, and they could probably handle Iceman pretty well too, based off of that.
yeah, yeah.
So I
You
don't know
can
what the
do
hell
it.
they're doing, but
Yeah, 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 man. Again, I was excited. I think a lot of us were excited, right, when we saw those X-Men Hono figures and the potential there. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. But now SooSoo's picking up that slack. One thing I just realized that we could have pointed out that I could point out is Sabretooth is the first villain, right, that they've done X-Men related.
I think.
Yeah, I don't recall them doing any other villains.
Well,
So
no, they didn't do Magneto. Yeah, so
yeah, right.
the Sabretooth is
Yeah.
SooSoo's first villain, X-Men
So,
villain.
yeah, so I wonder if that's opening the door now to other X-Men villains, right? Could we possibly see a realistic looking comic inspired Sinister? That would make sense for them. A Sinister,
Deathstrike.
Deathstrike. Oh, Lady Deathstrike. Oh man, that would be cool. That would be
Friggin'
cool.
Omega Red would be cool.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That would be. I think that would be kind of tricky, but that would be cool if they could pull that off. Omega Red for sure. Yeah. Who else are like Magneto? You think they would take a crack at Magneto?
I don't know why they wouldn't. That's like the go-to X-Men villain. There's no reason
Right.
not to do Magneto.
Because I wonder, because they didn't do Cyclops, right? And so he's obviously one of the main
They haven't
characters
done
there. So I
Wolverine.
wonder, and Wolverine. So I wonder if that's because of Cyclops, Present Toys doing Cyclops and the Wolverine, if because Hono and some of the other companies have already done Wolverine. I don't know. You think they kind of might be like maybe there's some sort of mutual understanding there behind the scenes?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I like that they're doing stuff that people aren't doing, but that's
Yeah,
like the
for
big
sure.
thing, I think. And maybe that's their
Yeah.
whole ethos right now is just no one's covering these figures. Everyone's doing Wolverine. A few people are doing Cyclops already. So yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But no one's done a Storm. No one's done
Nope.
a comic style X-23. No one's done a Sabretooth. So yeah, that seems to be what their plan is. And you know what? I'm for it. No one's done a good Psylocke. So give us that from the comics. Give us Jubilee. I would love a Jubilee.
Oh yeah, a Jubilee they could do. Yeah, that would be cool to see
Yeah.
a Jubilee here. Yep.
Friggin',
Yeah,
and I'm wondering who's gonna win the race to Professor X. Is it gonna be Mondo? Is it gonna be these guys? Is it gonna be friggin' Hot Toys when the movie hits? It's just
Yep.
no one's done a Professor X, and that's just so so disrespectful. You got to do
It's
Professor X.
Come on. Yeah, who's
We've got so
why
many
is
Magnetos
Professor-
already.
Yeah. Yep. Magneto's Wolverines. Yeah. why not?
Bishop.
Yeah. Bishop. Oh
And
yeah.
Bishop would be
yeah.
awesome. And Cable.
Yeah, that's right.
A proper
Yeah. Oh,
size
man.
Cable and Bishop, that'd be so
Bishop, yeah.
cool. I don't know how they do Beast. They did that
Apocalypse could be a
fursuit
cool
for Caesar, so maybe that would work. But
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Beast would
Yeah.
be great if they can pull it off.
Yeah.
if they
that's
can
true,
pull
how
it
they-
off.
How Hellcat did that Caesar. I didn't get that figure, but it does look cool. So yeah, maybe they could do something similar. Just make obviously his bigger,
Yep.
bulkier body, and then whatever overlay with the fur on it. Yeah, that could work. Yep.
Still
I
need a
agree.
Jean
Triple-
Grey.
Dark Phoenix, like similar to this, right? Use the same body as a Storm here.
Dude,
but
do
just
do Jean, do Dark Phoenix, do
Yep.
regular Phoenix,
Regular
do White
Phoenix,
Phoenix.
Yep.
I gotta do it
Phoenix
all.
5.
Do Madeline
Oh,
Pryor,
man.
shit, I'll take all of them.
Yep. Trimble just here adding, what surprises the hell out of me is no one seems to jump on X-Men IP as long as the property has been around and the demand I see. Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, to the point we're just saying right here, man. Yeah, man, it just the possibilities, that just has me excited just talking about all this. And I know we've said it multiple times. This right here, I just want to again go back and emphasize the fact that we finally got a Storm that people have been asking for. I think this deserves a round of applause in itself.
Wow.
Like someone brought us an actual, realistic-looking, proper-looking Storm based on the comics. Not not from the X-Men movies from like the what is it, like the early 2000s, the Fox X-Men I should say. And then Mondo, of course, gave their animated series, and you and I think we both jumped on that one because we thought that was the only Storm we were ever going to see because we hadn't seen one until then, like that version of Storm, that representation. But yeah, nope. SooSoo stepped up and they gave us their Storm, and I think we're both in agreement that it looks good. So yeah, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Again, that's awesome that we're people who are asking for a Storm are finally getting that a version of that. So,
And I feel like this is the light drizzle before the storm, because X-Men are coming to the MCU. That Wolverine game is hitting this year. You know, there's a lot of X-Men coming our way, and I've been thirsty.
Thirsty. Huh?
I have been thirsty. When I started collecting, there weren't a whole lot of X-Men to be had that were happening in the general sense. There were a few that were out there, but like for a good long while, I had the Sideshow Wolverine, and that's what I had. And now we're getting in it. We're starting. It's time to put on your raincoats because it's about to start raining.
Yep. It's raining. Yeah, and I'm with you. I mean, I think a lot of you know, based on my my Facebook page, my banner or whatever it is, I started collecting, and I mentioned I started collecting Marvel Legends because that was at the time the only way to get the comic versions of X-Men. And I wanted just some in figure form. I wanted those, and this was around like the pandemic time frame. That's when I got back into collecting, like a lot of other people. And so I just made it a point. You know what? I want all the X-Men, and my primary goal is to get the gold and the blue team of the X-Men as I know it. Got all of those, and then I just expanded from there. And if you go back and see, like I think it's on my Facebook, and I think I posted this on there as well. I just like now I have a whole shelf of X-Men, and I love it, and it's just awesome. And so, yeah, I'm with you. Like I wanted some representation, got that, and then now we're getting this in 6 scale. I don't know if I'll have a collection as big as that because that'll take up a lot of room. But yeah, I just love looking at my X-Men collection and seeing all the X-Men I have from there. And the variations that I got in 12 scale, maybe we'll get the same thing here from SooSoo, right? We're all talking about all these different characters that they could bring us, but what about the variants that we can see, like this Storm in a black suit, or like a Storm with the Mohawk looking Storm?
Dude, those would all be so sick.
Yeah,
I'm just glad to have one. Shit.
Yeah, yeah. For now, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, same. But just again, think about the possibilities, man. The possibilities are endless. And this, going back to this X-23, what if we got her in her X-Force suit, the black and gray, the stealth suit?
That'd be cool.
I think that would be good also. Yeah.
But I want to have everybody else too. I want to have Wolverine, Logan in the X-Force suit. I want to have Deadpool in the X-Force suit.
Oh,
get Phantom X. Hell, I don't know. Archangel, he was there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have that poster that shows them all. Yeah, I think that's in that photo too on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
But, oh man, yeah, so possibilities are endless, man. They're just so exciting. Exciting times for all of us X-Men lovers, X-Men fans out there. Yeah, man, we're eating good so far. So keep it coming, companies. Keep it coming for sure. Loving it. Let me address the chat here, and then we'll call it a night, fellow collectors, because I think that was it. Let me see here. We got Ren Salentino in the house, the talented Ren Salentino. Hello there. Hello, good sir. Thanks for joining us. We got another fellow X-Man here, Yomo, in the house. What's up, Yomo? Thank you for coming through. Yomo. Let me see who. I'll make sure I'm not missing anyone else. Clinton Martin in the house. What up, Clint? Thank you for coming through. We're just about to wrap up here. I had some gushing, exciting, good, informative discussion here on the X-Men. Yeah. Oh man, so good. But nope, that was it. Again, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. For those of you tuning in and stayed for as long as you did, for any part of this, and those of you watching the replay, much appreciated. And I'll have the link in the description to X-Men's socials if you want to check out his stuff and show him some love. Anything you want to shout out or mention before we jump off here, X-Men? X-Men Supreme.
No, not really. I mean, we got Geo's stream coming up on Friday. We're gonna go through more of the tier list there and do the usual canon arrowing. Other than that, yeah, catch me in the chats, catch me outside. I don't know. You know, always good to see all y'all in the chat. Always good to get your info on what's happening, because man, this ain't a bubble. We gotta all band together and get ready for the X-Men storm.
Yeah, like X-Men saying, like the storm of X-Men figures coming.
Storm
yeah.
is coming.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah. But yeah,
Get
thanks
wet.
again, X-Men. Appreciate. Yeah. Yeah, in more ways than one. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I knew this was something that I figured you want to get a part of, because, like I said, we were both just talking up this morning, man. It was just awesome sharing this passion, this love for these figures and these characters with someone. You know, it's always more enjoyable, right, when you get to like just share that excitement with somebody. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was really cool to share that. And then as for me, I just finished on my Feezy's Media channel. I just finished a recap / overview discussion of the Bad Batch series. So if you're interested, hop on over there and check that out on That One Show. That was the first episode of That One Show series. So yeah, if you're interested, it was just kind of me giving my thoughts and kind of going season by season, about an hour-ish long on that one. And then as far as this channel, Feezy's Figures, I'm looking to do another figure lowdown like I mentioned. So keep it locked on the channel, get those notifications if you want, or just look to my socials, Instagram and Facebook, if you want to get an idea or a time frame of when I'm going to do those streams. I don't have anything scheduled yet for that, but yeah, just keep a lookout for that. And then, like X-Men mentioned, I will be on Geo's the Movie Cannons Figure Talk stream this Friday. I'll be back at it. I wasn't there last Friday. I wasn't able to make it last Friday, but I should be there this Friday. So that's always a good time. That's always fun. There's a long one, but yeah, it's usually a good time there. So X-Men will be there along with a few others. So yeah, just check that out if you're interested. Friend of the channel, the Movie Canon and Geo. So thanks again all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you all later.
Fire it